Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl StaciJoanna back again with another video for you guys. So last week in my comments area, a subscriber, a beautiful subscriber named Nyandra, she asked me what are the essentials, to start up a makeup kit, or the essentials that everyone should have to start up a makeup kit. And I decided that I was going to film this video for you guys. So to begin, I have listed some of the stuff. I have, placed some of the things here. They're not in any exact order. And I'm just going to be like grabbing and showing you guys, and talking about why it's essential and why it's important. So first and foremost, some of the things that I grabbed, the first thing that is like almost essential for any type of makeup you want to do, whether it's contouring or traditional makeup, would be priming. You always want to have a primer. It doesn't matter what primer, but you just need a primer, because if we have dry skin, there's dry skin primers. If you have oily skin, there's oily skin primers. But you always want to have a primer to prep the skin, to make sure that there's a layer, a barrier between your face, your actual skin, and the makeup that you're going to be putting on. It also aids in like nicer makeup application and catering to the skin and all that good stuff. So it's necessary. A primer is key. After that, you want to grab a foundation. You want to have a foundation. Once again, it doesn't matter what foundation you have. You just need a foundation. That's essential for any type of makeup you want. Actually, it's not. My bad. So you don't actually need a foundation. If you want to wear liquid foundation, you can. If not, you can just have a powder, which I also have here, which is my MAC mineralized skin finish powder. But you can have any powder. Like if you like foundation. If you like powders are good. And you need one of these to start up your kit. And now that we're speaking about the powder, we just continue talking about the powder. Powders are essential. If you wear liquid foundation, to set your liquid foundation, to make sure it doesn't slide off your face if it's summer outside, or if it's really warm, or just for added coverage. Or there's powders that are not necessarily for added coverage, but they're like more setting powders. But powders are essential in your makeup application and your kit. Other things that you want to have is concealers. So if you're doing the more popular makeup, I want to say nowadays, is all the contouring and everything that I got going on, contour vibes. So you're going to need a concealer. You're going to want a concealer so that you can highlight the high points of your face, or anything that you want to bring out. You're going to want a concealer so you can use it, like I said, to use it anywhere on your face that you want to bring out, which is usually underneath the eyes, down the bridge of your nose, if you want your nose to be slimmer, our chin or Cupid's bow, in our forehead area, like the center of our forehead, just to bring out and to highlight and to be nicer. If not, you can use it for concealing purposes. Like I do have blemishes on my face, and if I'm not feeling like a contour vibe for the day, you can use it for concealing purposes underneath your foundation or underneath your powder. It's up to you. Something else that's also essential that falls in the concealer realm is corrector. So concealer for correcting. I use orange because I have like dark marks from like past pimples or hyperpigmentations and discolorations. So I use an orange concealer to counteract that, to cancel it out. However, if you have redness or other problems, you're going to use a different kind of concealer corrector, but that's essential for you. I think that it is essential if you have flawless skin, like no blemishes whatsoever, it's perfect, or even if you have a good foundation that covers it, then you won't need the corrector. But for me, it's essential in my kit, and for a lot of people nowadays, correctors are essential. Something else that's essential is a setting spray. So this is the NYX matte finish setting spray. I have oily skin, so I always opt to go to matte finish everything, because give it a few hours, I'll be dewy. It'll happen on its own. But if you have dry skin, there's dewy setting sprays, but you always want to have a setting spray if you know that you have a long day ahead of you, or you're going to a photo shoot, or you have picture day, or you want your makeup to last and to stay in place without budging, without moving, and you have an insurance. Like it's an extra insurance after everything else that you do. And for the ladies out here or everyone that contours, you want a setting powder. There's many different types of setting powders, like tons and tons of different types of setting powders, like the Laura Mercier and Urban Decay setting powder and Too Faced setting powder. And one of my favorites, which is the Midnight Banana setting powder. And this is, some people use setting powder all over their face because there's translucent setting powders. But this one I use specifically for everywhere that I highlight. And this is what I have on today. This is what I use today. So you want a setting powder just to set the places that you put the liquid, because majority of the time, unless you're going for a dewy finish and you have dry skin or you have prepped your skin to give you a dewy finish and you don't want to set with powder, then you don't. However, if you are going for a matte finish and you do have oily skin and you want to be sure that everything that you place on your face will not budge, and you know, like another assurance, you are going to set with a setting powder in the places that you highlighted, or if it's translucent all over your face, depending on what you like. But a setting powder is, I think, is also very essential for your kit. Brushes, excuse my brushes, I've used them clearly. But so if you want, it depends on what you like. So there's brushes and there's sponges. So it's up to you. You can either opt to have sponges. I have done makeup looks where I just use one sponge, like literally one sponge, except for when I get to my eyes. So of course I need brushes for my eyes. But like for your face, you can use just sponges. But if you like brushes, you can use brushes. Brushes are very important to when you get to your eyeshadow looks, like when you want to apply your eyeshadow, how you want to apply your eyeshadow, the places that you want them to go dictates what type of brushes you want to have. So brushes are also very important. Next, I want to talk about eyeliner. If you like eyeliner, if you like water, you know, water in your water lines, or you know, tape, what is it called, tape lining your water lines, or however you want an eyeliner. This eyeliner specifically, this is a good option. It doesn't necessarily have to be this brand, but if you want to like not have two different eyeliners, if you're just starting out and you want something that you know can purpose you in both ways, or if you just want to try both and have both, you know, this is a good eyeliner because it's double-ended. It has the felt tip on one end, and then it has the pencil on the, you know, the crayon on the other end to line your waterline or to do your eyeliner, whatever you want. So this is, I think, is very essential. If you don't like eyeliner, if you don't plan on wearing eyeliner, if you don't like eyeliner, then you don't need eyeliner. But if you do like how it looks, and you do like, you know, want to test it out, want to try it out, you do want to have a eyeliner. Something else is if you do your brows. I think brows are super essential. I think brows bring all looks together, no matter how simple or dramatic it is. If your brows are on point, majority of the time your look is going to be on point. So this just happens to be a Rimmel pencil, a Rimmel brow pencil. It doesn't have to be extremely, if you're just starting off, it doesn't have to be like you have to go out and get, oh, let me run and get Anastasia Beverly Hills, although it is a good pomade. It can be these. The drugstore brow pencils are great. Even beauty supply pencils are great. They work, they get the job done. And I do think that they're essential. However, if you are like, I have friends who, like, you know, they're not about drawing their brows on. They already have like super thick brows and beautiful brows, or for whatever reason, they just don't like it. They go in with like a brow mascara. So there's so many options to, you know, accomplishing the brow that you want. But for me, I believe that a brow pencil is, or pomade or whatever you prefer, is good to be in your kit. We spoke about brushes, but we did not speak about a palette. So I have two palettes here. My first palette I want to show you is the e.l.f. I think it's called Mad for Matte 2 palette. And it's pretty much a lot of the neutrals. So like the, you know, the oranges and the browns and the peaches, like, you know, the neutral colors and the blacks and dark browns and, you know, all the colors that people usually start off with. So of course, like if I believe that your first palette should always be a palette with lots of neutrals in it, because, you know, when you first start doing makeup, or for whatever reason, you're afraid of attacking like larger, or did I say larger? You're afraid of attacking brighter colors. So we, you know, our comfort zone is always, you know, things that look like us already. That's not going to pop out a little bit more. So I think that this is very essential. Even if you are advanced in makeup and you do great makeup and you like colors, I think that neutrals are always really good, because majority of the time, those are what we use as our transition colors. And if it's not what we use our transition colors, there's are going to be days or places that you're going to go where you're not going to want, you know, a super bright color or whatever. And then another palette that just has, the brush fell. Another palette that just have like other color ranges. This is pretty kind of neutral, kind of not. It has some reds and pinks in there and a little bit of orange. And this is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Another palette that has a little bit more colors. That also, oh, super important, that has mattes and shimmers. Mattes and shimmers are important. Like this one has a few shimmers and a few mattes. Like if you don't know if you like mattes yet, I mean, not mattes. Everyone loves mattes. If you don't know if you like shimmers yet and you know you want to dabble with it on your lid or however you want to place it, you always want to have a palette that has mattes and shimmers just so you can have the best of both worlds. The next things you want to have that are also very important is mascara. Everyone loves mascara. I feel like that's how everyone starts. Like before you start to do everything else on your face, everyone has like started with mascara, whether it just be mascara on the top lash or for whatever reason, mascara. So I don't need to say much about mascara. Mascara is a staple. Once again, a nice bronzer. This is the Tarte bronzer Hotel Harris. Like if you bronze, if you are not, you know, fond of like contouring just yet and you just want something just to show that, you know, a little bit of dimension, bringing the color back and all that good stuff, a nice bronzer is good to have as well. Something else that's also good to have is a contour palette. Like I said, if you're doing the makeup that's more popular now, it has a lot of contouring and all that good stuff. There's tons of contouring palettes. This just happens to be the Anastasia palette, but the Beauty Supply has contour palettes. NYX has contour palettes. Like there's drugstore palettes. There's tons of it. But a contour palette, a contour palette is very good to have just to contour the face. And if, you know, in a contour palette in your shade, like I have the tan to deep, but like if you're lighter, then, you know, the lighter ones. If you're darker, then darker palettes. Another thing that I think is very essential, a lot of people don't start off liking it, because I know when I started doing makeup, I didn't like it. But blush, now I do. Now I love blush. But blush, like, I feel like when we start off with blush, sometimes the problem with our blush is that we don't necessarily like the color that we tried out because we grabbed one blush. I think that it's probably a good idea to grab a blush palette. A blush palette with a few colors, just so like if you try this one, you don't like it, you can try another one. If you try that one, you don't like it, maybe you could try mixing them and perhaps, you know, ensuring that, you know, okay, you know, this is what I like, this is what I like to see best, or this, you know, then you know that, you know, blush is not for me, this is not what I want, whatever. So blush is a good thing. I think blush is also a staple in a palette, and I do recommend this e.l.f. This is the blush palette, and I believe dark, and I do recommend it because it's the bomb. I love it. And one that's also good, but not dreadfully important. Not everyone highlights, but like if you do, a highlighter. And this is the K-Pop Glow Up from ColourPop. These run like $6 or $8. I don't remember. I bought this a while ago. But like a highlighter, like if you like to highlight, if you like how it looks to highlight on the sides of your face, you know, down the bridge of your nose, however, wherever you decide to highlight, a highlighter is a plus to have in your kit. I think I mentioned I think I mentioned all the things that are necessary to have in your kit. And if for some reason I didn't explain anything, and as much as you'd like, or for whatever reason, just let me know, and I will answer any questions down below in the comments section. Thank you for watching my video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and give me a thumbs up. And once again, thanks guys. That's it. Bye. Love you.